Evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. So screen is visible, sound is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. So quickly we revise some part. We are talking about that is DNA packaging, and inside the DNA packaging we are talking about how that negatively charged DNA is packed around positively charged histone protein, and that histone protein is rich with the lysine and the arginine amino acid. Now we start from the one simple structure, presence of double-stranded DNA twisted helix form. Now that double-stranded DNA is undergo the first coiling process, and during that first coiling, there is an entry of protein. Simply we can say there is a histone protein. Now what happened? After that histone protein, they form a typical structure, right? So now we are talking about that is some information about this diagram. So such type of this protein, that is histone protein. So we are talking about there is an entry of histone protein. But now which type of histone protein they involve? Because we discussed total 5 types of histone protein: H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and the H4. So when we are talking about that is first coiling, during that first coiling, the histone protein which is present, that histone protein, first of all we are talking about H2A, another one H2B, third H3, and finally there is a presence of H4. So H2A, H2B, H3 and the H4. These are the 4 types of histone protein. They get united with each other. But now what happened? That H2A basically, these are the having total 2 subunits. So 2 subunits of H2A, again 2 subunits of H2B, 2 subunits of H3 and 2 subunits of H4. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So all this typical structure of histone protein, H2A, 2 subunit, B, 2 subunit, H3, H4. Respectively, each and every subunit is consist of the 2 subunit. So entire that structure, they can form a typical structure, that is octamer. That is histone protein which is made up of total 8 subunit. Octamer. Octamer also called as the new body. These are also called as the new body, and such type of this octamer, these are also called as core DNA. So one question, when we are using the new body word, so definitely when histone protein, these are the present in octamer form. Octamer means what? H2A, H2B, H3, H4 and these are the 4 subunits. So each and every subunit is consist of the 2 subunit. So each and every subunit 2 total, these are the 8 subunit, and that 8 subunit structure, these are called as the structure, that is octamer. Octamer also called as the new body, and such type of this new body also called as that is core DNA. Got it? Now, so we are talking about that is turn. इसी diagram के below हम देख रहे some more information. If you see this diagram, inside this diagram you can clear cut, just one second. Notes pointer is here. Okay, so we are using such condition. If you see this typical structure, this one, if you see this typical structure of that histone protein, that is histone core protein, so such histone protein, these are having the condition. Which condition? They can, that is DNA is coiled around the histone protein, that is histone protein octamer, also called as the core DNA, also called as the new body. So this structure typically, they cover, the DNA cover histone protein complete one turn, 1 plus 3/4. Question. So when we are talking about that is octamer, structure of octamer, these are the associated with DNA. DNA kitna turn karega? So definitely it can showing the turn that is 1 complete and 3/4. It's not a 2 complete, okay? If you see that diagram, this one, अगर आपने ये diagram देखा, so now in this condition what say? Clearly there is a presence of 1 complete turn. but second turn these are the 3/4, 3/4. Got it? So this point is clear, everyone? This point is clear? What is the turn? Remember, 3 complete plus 1 complete by 3/4. 1 plus 3/4. These are the turn. Now, so these are the all information about the DNA associated with histone protein, and more specific we are talking about that is core DNA, also called as the octamer, also called as the new body. Now, same that octamer structure, it is undergo the second coiling. Just give the arrow. We are talking about there is a presence of second coiling above this structure. Last structure actually. So we are talking about this step. These are the showing the second coiling. Second coiling step, and during the second coiling step, now there is an entry of H1, 2 subunits of H1. Because just we discussed there is an entry of histone protein, but which histone protein? That is H2A, H2B, H3, H4. हमने H1 को introduce नहीं किया था, but now in this condition, now this H1 get entered, and when H1 get entered, now it is undergo the second coiling. Now what happened? Just quickly check what is happening. Okay, so मैंने बस copy paste किया है, nothing else. So we are taking the same diagram as it is, but now in this condition we have to introduce one part, that is where that H1 it is get bind. Okay, so we are talking about these are the part of that core histone protein. Now there is an attachment of H1. So simply I am using, we draw some hook-like structure. और हमने बोला था आपको there is some reason, that's why that two hooks it is present outside, it is exposed toward the outer side, and now this hook-like structure, between that hook-like structure there is an attachment of protein that is H1, and that H1 histone protein they can seal, they can lock the DNA. So this one structure simply it is called as which protein? That is the entry of H1 protein. And remember, same condition here. Again, there is an entry of 2 subunits of H1 protein. Okay, 2 subunits. So quickly check the changes. What is happening? Just check the second diagram. Second diagram हमने क्या दिखाया? These are the core DNA. Means there is a presence of H2A, H2B, H3, H4 octamer structure along with DNA. And how many DNA they can coil? That is one complete turn plus 3/4. Right? Now what happened? There is an entry of H1. Once H1 gets entered, now that same DNA is undergo the second coiling. And now what happened? That toward the outer side, there is some extension of DNA. Some DNA is showing the hanging position. So that both end, that both clip-like structure, it is gets sealed with the help of H1 protein. And now same scenario, 2 subunits of H1 it is get involved in third structure, and now that structure it is get bind. ये जो structure बना, that structure it is called as the nucleosomes. This structure it is called as the which zone? That is nucleosome. Remember, and that nucleosome also called as the decamer. And what is the decamer? Decamer means that is a 10 subunit. And which type of this 10 subunit? That is H2A, H2B, H3, H4, and plus H1. So 10 subunit, that is 2 subunits of each, okay? H2A plus H2B plus H3, again H4, and finally there is a presence of H1. So each subunit, each protein it is having the 2 subunits. So that's why it is consists of the 10 subunit, and that 10 subunit simply it is called as the structure of decamer. Got this point? There is a one question from the nucleosome. Nucleosome, this is a part of the second coiling. When all that histone protein, which is present in decamer form, so that histone protein, they form the decamer, and now around that histone protein, there is a coiling of DNA. Got it? Yes or no? Okay. चलो राइटिंग का पार्ट कवर करो जल्दी से. So diagram part is over. चलो. So next point we continue. That is some difference between the core DNA and the nucleosome. So just quickly check, these are the some coiling structure, how from double-stranded DNA it is converted into nucleosome within the two coiling. And now there is a one simple information. If you are talking about what is the diameter or simply what is the size of that nucleosome, yahan se yahan tak, this one, okay? We are talking about this one, means entire structure, including H1. So these are the size. So what is the size? So that size of this nucleosome, that is 10 nanometer. Got it? So you can write down here the size of nucleosome, that is 10 nanometer. So just quickly check. Nucleosome means we are talking about that is decamer histone protein with DNA. Chalo. So this part is over. This part is over. Okay, chalo. So now I'm taking some information about the nucleosome and the core DNA. Chalo. So last structure, that is nucleosome, and now we have to focus on the nucleosome. Now, so specifically here I'm talking about what is the size of nucleosome in base pair. Size of nucleosome, single nucleosome, okay? It is approximately cover 200 base pair. Question: what is the size of this nucleosome? Remember, 200 base pair, right? Now, when we are talking about in a chromatid, तो हमने ये एक single structure देखा, that is single structure of nucleosome. But now what happened? Many nucleosome structure, many nucleosomes which is associated, which is present in chromatine. We discuss later what is meaning of chromatine. Higher level of genetic material. Chromatine, then chromatid, and finally chromosome, higher version. So many nucleosomes present in chromatine, and they formed a typical structure, and that typical structure, these are called as beads on string. Simply these are called as the bead on string. One question: what is meaning of bead on string? So now what happened? There is a chain of nucleosome, because nucleosome is a decamer structure which is consist of the DNA as well as the histone protein, and the diameters or the size is approximately 10 nanometer. So now what happened? These are the one nucleosome, second nucleosome, third nucleosome, fourth one, fifth one. So such a linear structure of that nucleosome, and now that nucleosome, it is covered with the DNA. So there is attachment of DNA also. DNA coiled bhi ho raha hai, and again DNA is present. It's present, which is between two nucleosomes. So such part, these are called as the DNA, and more specific, it is called as the linker DNA. And what is meaning of linker DNA? That is DNA present between two nucleosomes. DNA present between two nucleosomes who cover the single nucleosome, cover the approximately 200 base pair. तो यहाँ पे देखो, ये है फर्स्ट nucleosome, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth, sixth, seventh. So all this structure these are the represent the structure of nucleosome who covered approximately 200 base pair of DNA. So now what happened during the chromatin formation or the in higher structure of chromosome? So many nucleosomes are present, many nucleosomes. And now that nucleosome, it is look like under the microscope, under the electron microscope, it is look like a beads on a string. एक बहुत लंबी string है, and on that string beads present है. First bead of nucleosome, second nucleosome, third nucleosome. So now such condition, these are the typical structure of called as the beads on a string. This typical structure. And remember, nucleosome, definitely these are the covered with the DNA. That is 200 base pair DNA is get covered. That is a size basically because 200 DNA is covered around that. But between two nucleosome, there is a presence of DNA who act as a joining, who act as a string, and that specifically such type of DNA who present between two nucleosome. Such type of this DNA called as the linker DNA. Got it? This point is clear, everyone? What is the size of nucleosome? What is the meaning of beads on string? What is the meaning of linker DNA? True? Should I continue? Okay, Hiba. आज इतने कम स्टूडेंट्स क्यों हैं? Only 35. What happened? Network issue? Okay, Hanuman. Chalo. Now, so these are some information. Now another one. We have to discuss what is the size of core DNA or that new DNA. So when we are talking about that is core DNA size, and just we discussed that core DNA also called as the octamer structure, also called as the new body. So that new body size basically can cover approximately 146 base pair. So please don't get confused between nucleosome and the core DNA. So nucleosome, whenever we are talking about this nucleosome, it is consist of one nucleosome, right? It is consist of DNA plus it is consist of H1 plus it is consist of octamer structure, that is histone octamer. Histone octamer. Got it? And now when we are talking about what is the size of that complete entire nucleosome, just we discussed these are the second level of coiling. So size comparatively large hoga, that is 200 base pair size. And if you want to convert into nucleotide, can you tell me? If you want to convert into nucleotide, how many nucleotides are present in single nucleosome? अगर 200 base pair होगा, so how many nucleotides? Anyone, can you tell me? If we are talking about that is size of single nucleosome, these are the 200 base pair, and that single nucleosome is consist of the histone octamer plus H1 plus DNA. So what is the number of nucleotide? 200 base pair. Also in other language we can represent number of nucleotide. Can you tell me how many nucleotides? It's 400. Exactly double. Because when we are talking about nucleotide, means we can count a single bases. A, T, G, C. It's total 4 nucleotide. But when we are talking about pair, A, T, G, C, these are the 2 pair who consist of the 4 nucleotide. So base pair means we are talking about that is we count as a double stranded, and when we are using the nucleotide, count as a single stranded. So exactly double होगा. Both answers are true. आपको बस check करना है. Is this option is given is 400 base pair or option is given as a 400 nucleotide? 200 base pair or 400 nucleotide? Both options are correct. Got it? Yes or no? Okay, chalo. So these are some information about that coiling of DNA from DNA up to nucleosome. Now I'm taking some sequence to represent how that coiling it will be start from DNA and it will be end with chromosome. And what is the stages and what is the size of that stages. The next part we are talking about that is stages during the coiling. Different stages. Okay, different stages during the coiling. Now, first of all, we start with the DNA. So these are the double-stranded DNA. Double-stranded DNA. Double-stranded DNA, simply it has the size that is just 2 nanometer. Just wait, okay? Double-stranded DNA. Stages 8. We are talking about how that DNA is converted to higher level of chromosome. How these are the changes. So first of all, we are talking about this double-stranded DNA and the size of double-stranded DNA. These are just 2 nanometer. Okay. Now that double-stranded DNA, it is get converted into nucleosome. It is converted into next structure that is nucleosome. And just we discussed that size or the diameter of that single nucleosome, it's converted into 10 nanometer. Okay, so from 2 nanometer it is converted into 10 nanometer. जब हमने डिस्कस किया था the Watson and Crick model, DNA model, वहां पे हमने देखा था that is diameter that is 2 nanometer or 20 angstrom. Same information we are carried out, but we are taking from 2 nanometer, means from DNA up to chromosome. So initial stage that is 2 nanometer, it is converting to 10 nanometer. Now above the nucleosome, there is again coiling, and now that nucleosome structure it is converted into solenoid fiber. It is converted into solenoid fiber. Again higher hua. Again it will be showing the condensation, and that solenoid fiber also called as 30 nanometer fiber. And name itself represent that. Why these are called as the 30? Because size of that solenoid fiber, diameter of that solenoid fiber, these are the 30 nanometer. So कहाँ से कहाँ हम गए? 2 nanometer to 10 nanometer, 10 to now 30. Just remember the sequence because there's a one question from the sequence. Open the NCERT book and you can check the diagram. हम diagram पे ज़्यादा focus नहीं करें because there's a directly question on the sides. Now after the solenoid fiber, or also called as a 30 nanometer fiber, it is again undergo the folding, more compactation, more coiling, and it is converted next level structure. It is converted into chromatin. It is converted into next structure that is chromatin. Simply it is said that is chromatin fiber, means higher structure of DNA. And now that chromatin, it has the size approximately 200 nanometer. Now from 30 it is converted into 200 nanometer. Again it will be showing the compactation. After this chromatin, now it is converted into chromatid. So next part we are talking about that is chromatid. And I hope you remember, when we want to represent the chromatid structure, just we draw only single PR and the QR. तो अगर इस तरह से structure होगा, that structure is called as the chromatid structure. And the size of chromatid structure, which is get occupied, which is a get coiled, that is quite larger, 700 nanometer. And the final structure, highly compact structure, that is chromosome, which is the highly condensed structure of genetic material. And when we want to draw a chromosome, simply we can represent there is a presence of 2 chromatid, 1 and the 2. So these are the typical structure of chromosome. And chromosome, the diameter it's get increased, it exactly get double. So ये 700 से हो जाएगा 1400 nanometer. Okay, so just quickly check the size with sequence because we are talking about this different stages. Number 1, 2 nanometer DNA, nucleosome 10 nanometer, solenoid fiber 30 nanometer, chromatin 200 nanometer, chromatid 700 nanometer, and the chromosome higher level of structure, higher level of the compactation, that is 1400 nanometer. Got this point? So there is a one question, how that double-stranded DNA, Watson and Crick DNA actually, how that double-stranded Watson and Crick DNA is converted into higher structure, higher condensation structure, that is chromosome. These are the different stages from double-stranded DNA to chromosome. Got it? So just cover the part, and if you have the NCERT book, you can just open and check the diagram, because they are showing this. We are not taking the diagrammatic explanation because बहुत time जाएगा, and there is not question on diagram. Okay, so this part is over. Then please tell me. Should I continue next point? This part is over, everyone. Okay, Sarah. Chalo. Now, next point we are talking about, that is last point about that DNA, that is difference between euchromatin and the heterochromatin form of DNA. So we discussed that is DNA which is present in octamer form, now it is converted into decamer form. Now what happened? There is a main difference, there is a main villain between that exon form of DNA to intron form of DNA. Exon and intron form of DNA. So simply there is a one process you have to remember. What is meaning of exon? Exon part means these are also called as euchromatin. Euchromatin form of DNA. And what is meaning of euchromatin? It means that DNA, they can form a functional protein. So euchromatin form of DNA, simply we can say genic DNA, and such genic DNA, it can form a protein. So these are the functional part of DNA who are responsible for the formation of protein. So such type of this DNA, these are called as the exon DNA, also called as the euchromatin DNA, also called as the genic DNA. Got it? Now what is the meaning of intron? Intron exactly opposite hoga. When we discuss the part of intron, intron basically it is called as the heterochromatin form of DNA. Heterochromatin form of DNA. What is meaning of hetero? Hetero means these are simply called as the non-genic DNA. Non-genic DNA. And what is the meaning of non-genic? It means that it is part of DNA who does not involve in protein formation. I think in evolution chapter you already discussed about, in our body there is a presence of pseudogene, right? That pseudogene, they present in heterochromatin form. These are the present toward the telomere region, which is present toward the centromere region, means it is present on the end of the chromosome. That pseudogene, it is a part of our chromosome, but they never undergo the expression. Why? Because that pseudozone, these are the example of intron gene, that is example of non-genic gene, that is non-genic DNA. It means that they not form a protein. They are not form a protein. That's why we can say that is such type of this DNA. These are called as the intron DNA. Got it? So that intron DNA alternate name, these are called as the heterochromatin form of DNA, also called as the non-genic form of DNA, which is does not form a protein. So exon, intron, both type of DNA, it is present in case of eukaryotic system. So we are talking about that is both exon plus intron, that is genic, non-genic type of this DNA. These are the present in eukaryotic cell, as well as these are the present in archaebacteria. Archibacteria. What is meaning of Archibacteria? Kingdom Monera. Remember Archibacteria. What is meaning of Archibacteria? The bacteria who can survive at extreme hot condition or extreme salty condition, or they can survive in extreme what we say, that is methanogen anaerobic condition. So all these are the bacteria who grow at under extreme conditions. Such type of this organism, these are called as the archibacteria. And in you know that there is a first bacteria who evolved on the earth, that evolved in under the hydrothermal vent, and that bacteria nothing but that is archibacteria. So definitely both type of exon and the intron form of DNA is present in eukaryotic organelle as well as the archibacteria, which is a prokaryotic organelle. Okay, archibacteria, specific type of bacteria. But when we compare with normal bacterial cell, so that normal bacterial cell, these are the only consist of exon part, only genic region. So where these are the present? So only exon, these are the present in eubacteria. Okay, this present in eubacteria, or simply you can say these are the present in prokaryotic cell. So what is meaning of eubacteria, archibacteria? Please revise the 11th standard part. In second chapter biological classification, kingdom Monera, because we already discussed detailed information about the eubacteria, gram positive, gram negative, cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, actinomycetes, and archibacteria. And under the archibacteria, three bacteria are there. Number one, methanogen. Number second, halophiles who survive at the high salt concentration. And the last one, that is thermoacidophiles who survive at low pH and the high temperature. Got it? So ये part हम पहले देख चुके. So just revise the 11th standard. Now, next point. We are talking about, back to pavilion, that is first sentence, how that exon and that intron, they are interchanged with each other. So there is a one, what we say, there is a game change because of entry of one molecule, that is H1 molecule. So remember, अगर H1 की entry हो गई, H1, that is H1 histone protein. Okay, H1 histone protein. So after this entry, that exon is converted into intron form. But if that H1 it is get released, if that H1 it is get released, now that intron form of DNA, which is the heterochromatin form of DNA, it is get converted into exon form. So that's why if you see there is a some peoples or some children, they have the some we have the monkey bone, but now from that monkey bone there is a origination of tail. So with the help of surgery we can remove that. So tail basically it's get degenerated. But now what happened in some children, that during the birth that tail can be appear very small size, but they can remove by the surgically. So why does that the tail is get appear, reappearance of that tail? Because that tail DNA, it is present in heterochromatin form, but accidentally there is a release of H1 and that heterochromatin form of DNA converted into euchromatin. Now the DNA undergo the expression. So that's why that child it is having the tail part. Chalo. So these are the conditions where we can say there is a two types of DNA, exon DNA and the intron DNA, and the conversion of exon and the intron, it is totally depend upon H1, because between two octamer these are the common, H2A, H2B, H3, H4 सारे के सारे सब कुछ common है, but there is only one change with respect to H1. If H1 get entered, now that euchromatin of form of DNA, exon form of DNA, it is converted into intron DNA. Got it? So this point is clear, everyone? This point is clear? Okay, Nathan. Okay, sir. Pearl, wait. Yeah. So these are the all information about the DNA world. Some part of RNA world is thoda sa bacha hai, so that part we will continue in translation process, because we have to discuss the rRNA, tRNA, mRNA with structures. So that part will continue in during the translation part. Now the DNA world is finished. Now we are taking some experiment who represent, that is definitely that DNA is act as a genetic material. So after that part of DNA model, we are talking about that is next part, genetic material. Genetic material. So we know that now we know that is DNA, these are the most stable as compared to RNA. Yes, DNA these are the most stable as compared to RNA because that DNA it lacked the one oxy group from the second position. So that's why it is the more stable. Now we know that is DNA, these are the act as a genetic material. But initially, before the discovery of that Watson and Crick model, people don't know about the DNA. हमने Mendel में भी देखा था. Mendel also don't know. He just simply said there is something a factor which is transferred from one generation to another generation. But Mendel don't know that factor these are the nothing but that is DNA. But now we are taking some experiment where we have to prove that the genetic material that should be DNA. It is not RNA, it is not protein, it is not any carbohydrate molecule. So to prove that DNA is a genetic material, we have to discuss first experiment, Griffith experiment. So I hope you remember last year in Kingdom Monera we discussed three types. Parasexuality के अंदर में हमने देखा था transformation, conjugation and the transduction. And that time also we discussed the process about the Griffith experiment. So same point I am repeating here. To prove the genetic material that is DNA, we are taking the first experiment that is Griffith experiment. First experiment, Griffith experiment. And that Griffith experiment also called as transformation experiment. Because Griffith first time explained the process of transformation, how that DNA is transferred from one cell to another cell, one bacteria to another bacteria. That is transformation experiment. Now, we are talking about that is scientist who discovered this experiment first time. Name of the scientist that is Griffith. Same scientist that is Griffith. And scientist Griffith, he used some experimental material to carry out such experiment. So we are talking about next point. Which experimental material? Which experimental material क्या लिख रही हूँ मैं मिक्स हो रहा है एक्सपेरिमेंटल मटेरियल एक मिनट experimental material. That material, that is experimental material which is used by the scientist Griffith, that material that is a one bacteria who caused the pneumonia, and name of the bacteria that is Diplococcus. Diplococcus. Also such type of this bacteria also called as the Streptococcus. Diplococcus, Streptococcus, and these are also called as the pneumococcus who cause the pneumonia. Pneumococcus. Just wait. Who cause the pneumonia. I hope you remember हमने देखा था diplo means what? Under the microscope we can observe two bacteria together. So such structure these are called as the diplococcus. What is meaning of streptococcus? Linear chain of cocci, linear chain of bacteria. So this structure under the microscope these are called as the streptococcus. याद है आपको हमने देखा था the shape of bacteria. Monococcus, cocci shape, diplococcus, streptococcus, staphylococcus. Got it? So now in this condition we are talking about that is diplococcus under the microscope. Now cocci structure is present, but now that cocci is fused with each other. Diplo, two cocci are present. That is why it is called as a diplo. What is meaning of strepto? Linear chain of cocci. Linear chain. So that's why it is called as the streptococci. So both three options are correct. Diplo, you can say diplococcus, you can say streptococcus, or you can say that is pneumococcus. Now what happened? Certain bacterial species, that is cocci, diplococci, streptococci, or the pneumococci species, for this study, further study, scientist Griffith, he used two strains of this bacteria. So scientist Griffith used two strains of bacteria. What is meaning of strain? Like subspecies, like a variety. So in case of bacteria, we are using the strain, subspecies, also called as a strain. Strain specifically we are using in bacteria. Subspecies animal में use करते हैं. Variety it is used in plant. So now what happened? These are the used two strain of bacteria. Number one strain, that is R2 strain. R2. These are the first strain. That is first subspecies. And the second strain, that is S3 strain. R stand for rough. R stand for rough. And what is meaning of that rough? We are talking about that is rough because they can form a colony on the medium. So rough bacterial colonies they can form. That's why it is, they appear rough. Under the microscope, they look like a rough structure. So that's why we are using the just strain, that is R2. Roman 2 hai, means 1, 2, 3, 4 means that they specifically selected second strain, that is rough second strain. Now same condition. In this scenario, that is S represent for the smooth. Under the microscope, that bacteria looks smooth and the shiny. That's why this strain called as the S3 strain, that is smooth strain. Now some more information. When we compare these two strain, that is R2 strain and this smooth, that is S3 strain. R2, why these are the rough? Why under microscope it is look like a rough? Because surrounding layer, that is capsule layer, it is totally absent. And I hope you remember capsule nothing but these are the part of glycocalyx which is present, that is the outer layer of bacteria which is present outside the cell wall. Capsule, right? Thick, sticky, shiny layer. So why these are the rough? Because the typical structure, that is capsule, that capsule structure it is totally absent in case of this rough. And when we compare this point with this smooth, so definitely they can form a typical structure. So that typical structure, that is capsule structure, it's present. Now what happened? Because of that capsule is absent, now such type of this bacteria, they can easily find out by the immune system cell. जैसे pneumonia bacteria is get entered into human body or inside this rat body, immediately our immune system is get activated, and now there is a lysis of that bacteria. Why? Because that certain bacteria they lack the capsule layer, because capsule layer they protect from the host body. They protect, they hide all the antigenic receptor which is present on the bacteria, which is present on the viruses. So if capsule layer is absent, it means that there is no protection. So immune system they easily recognize that foreign particle. So that's why there is a lysis. And whenever we are using that rough strain under the microscope, it look like a rough because capsule layer is absent. What is the capsule? Around the outside the cell wall, there is a presence of some glycocalyx. There is some sticky substance, something a thick layer. That layer called as the capsule layer. So where capsule is absent, such type of this bacteria, that is R2 strain of bacteria, these are the non-pathogenic. It is act as a non-pathogenic because it does not cause the disease, pneumonia. Because जैसे bacteria enter करेगा, our immune system recognize that bacteria and there is a lysis of bacteria. That's why such type of this strain, such type of this bacteria, these are the non-pathogenic, non-virulent. But capsule present, it means that they can hide itself in host body and they cause pneumonia also. So such type of these strain, these are called as the pathogenic strain who cause the pneumonia disease. So I do got the understand, I do understand the basic information about the Diplococcus and the Streptococcus. Diplococcus, Streptococcus, it has the two strain based on their nature, smooth and the rough. Why it is smooth? Because capsule layer is present, and capsule present, that's why it can hide from, they can protect themselves from the immune system. So such strain, these are the pathogenic, cause the pneumonia. But rough strain, why is that the rough? Because smooth, shiny structure, that is capsule, it's absent. And now such type of the strain, it's easily recognized by the immune system. That's why it does not cause the any pneumonia, so called as non-pathogenic strain. Got it? This point is clear, everyone? Okay, chalo. Should I continue next? Aman, Abida, Chitra, Dipangsha, Kavya, Sira, Sanura, Tejas, Shanil. Okay. Where is Sahil? Where Sahil का है? पूछा. Okay, got it. So next part we are talking about, that is some experiment. So directly these are some basic information about that Griffith experiment, who discovered by the scientist Griffith by using one pathogenic and the non-pathogenic strain. So now we are jump directly on the experiment. So if you open the NCERT, you will get that one image. आपको एक mice दिखाई देगा. Now there is some injection, and on the basis of that we have to predict disease होगा या फिर ना होगा. So for that Griffith experiment, simply scientists perform the four different experiments. During the first experiment, Griffith selected living smooth strain, that is R2 strain, living A, and we just discussed R2 strain. These are the non-pathogenic. That R2 strain, it will be inject to mice. It's inject to mice, and what will be the result? That result, survival. That mice, it is get survived because R2 strain, these are the non-pathogenic. ये disease cause नहीं करेगा, no malaria, no pneumonia. Now, so second strain, in second experiment, scientists purposefully selected living smooth strain, that is living S3 strain. Same procedure, it is inject to mice. And now what happened? That S3 strain, these are the cause, pneumonia, definitely these are the pathogenic, and the result, that bichara mice, it get died. Now third one. Scientists repeat, during the third experiment, he used hit-killed S3 strain. Hit-killed means what? He just take one test tube के अंदर उसने वो strain डाला, means S3 strain, all bacterial culture, and just boil it. उसको बर्नर के ऊपर ऐसे उसको पकड़ा with the help of that test tube holder, and it will be lysis all the bacterial cell. That's why we are using that is hit-kill. Hit-kill means what? Just hit that bacterial cell. Now what happened? Because of hit, there is a lysis of cell wall, lysis of plasma membrane. And now what will be the scenario? Hit-killed S3 strain, it is inject to mice, but in this scenario, again that mice, it gets survived. So just check the two condition. यहाँ पे हमने use किया है living, but now in this condition, ये जो hit killed है, that is the dead. These are the dead one, dead S3 strain. So if you check between first and the third experiment, we obtained the two result, positive result, that is survival. But now what happened? In fourth experiment, scientists used the mixture of first and second. So he simply used the mixture of living R2 strain, individual result, that is mice get survived, and now he used hit-killed S3 strain, and the individual result same है यहाँ पे भी. Again, now that mice, it is get survived. So that mixture, living R2 and the hit killed S3. Saying that mixture is inject to mice body, and what will be happen? That it's obtained a quite surprising result, that is that mice it is get died. If you check the individual result, यहाँ पे भी survive हो रहा है, यहाँ पे भी survive हो रहा है. But scientist Griffith finally he gave conclusion that there is a something transfer from smooth strain, because smooth bacteria these are the completely killed, these are the dead. But now what happened? There is a something presence of heat stable molecule which is transfer inside the rough strain, and due to that condition, that rough strain which is a non-pathogenic but it is converted into pathogenic one. So these are the 4 experiments, and finally we are talking about that is what is the conclusion of that Griffith experiment. Chalo. So how do you understand the experiment? Should I continue with conclusions? Huh? Okay, chalo. So we are talking about the conclusion of that Griffith experiment. Simply we take the result, that is heat killed S3 strain, which is a completely dead. That heat killed S3 strain, it has some chemical. कुछ तो है उसके पास. There is certain chemicals, and that chemical it is heat stable. And that chemical basically these are the heat stable. Why we are saying these are the heat stable? Because we are showing the lysis. That S3 strain it is completely heated. Cell wall, plasma membrane, all cytoplasmic content it will be get degrade. But now what happens? Something a chemical is present. He don't know about DNA. Okay, उसको लगता था something is present. But something means what? He don't know. So that is something is chemical is present. That chemical it is a heat stable. That chemical it has ability. They can secrete. They can form a capsule. Right? They can form a capsule, and that's why what will be the result? That initially that DNA, that chemical, it is uptake by rough strain, and that rough strain that become pathogenic. So simply we are talking about that chemical. He don't know about that chemical. हमें पता है that is a DNA, but he don't know. Griffith don't know that is chemical. So that chemical simply uptake by R2 and become S3. Means it starts synthesizing the capsule layer around this. So this become S3, that is started synthesis of capsule. Started synthesis of capsule around their body. Got it? So simply we are taking some diagram. So there is a presence of Diplococcus bacteria. So ये भी R strain है, that is R2, and now these are the R2. Now around this R2, that R2 it is uptake that chemical, foreign chemical, which is coming from smooth strain, and due to that chemical there is some change happen with respect to R strain. That R strain they start synthesis of capsule, and just we discuss, if capsule synthesis gene is present, definitely such type of this bacteria they cause the disease. Got it? So these are the same conclusion about that Griffith experiment. First time scientist in 1928, scientist Griffith 1928 मतलब देखो 53 में DNA डिस्कवर हुआ था वाटसन ट्री. So उसके पहले बहुत साल पहले. So he don't know about that DNA. So he just confirmed that something is present, something is chemical is present, and that chemical that is responsible for capsule production. That chemical it is uptake by smooth strain, rough strain, and that rough strain is converted into smooth strain. Means that rough strain it is starts synthesis of capsule. And why these are the possible? It's possible because of simple process, that is transformation. So along with Griffith experiment, he give the information about one technique, that is transformation technique. I hope in biotechnology you studied this part, that is transfer of genetic material, transfer of DNA from one bacteria to another bacteria, from one cell to another cell. So definitely with the help of that experiment, that is Griffith experiment, hence we can prove that the process of transformation, that is uptake of some part, that is DNA part, from one bacterial strain to another bacterial strain. Got it? So this information is clear, everyone? I'm telling you, Griffith, he just explained the transformation. He don't know जो chemical transfer हो रहा है from smooth to rough, it is a DNA. He don't know about that molecule. He just says something chemical is present and that chemical responsible for synthesis of capsule. Got it? This point is clear, everyone? Please reply. Okay. Yeah, good. Chalo. So these are the first experiment, that is Griffith experiment. Now second experiment, we are talking about chemical characterization of transforming principle. Now there are three scientists. First time they told जो chemical है, that chemical which is transferred from one to another bacteria, that chemical, these are the DNA. And now these are the two scientists, first time they explain, they give the characterization of that chemical nature. So after that Griffith, second experiment to prove for the genetic material, we are talking about, that is biochemical characterization. Griffith part is over, okay? Griffith part is over, just erase that part. I mean, just cover that part. We are talking about, that is second experiment. And the title, biochemical characterization. Means we have to give name for that chemical. Biochemical characterization of transforming principle. What is meaning of transforming? That is transformation. And in Griffith experiment, we just discussed transformation process. So now we have to identify that chemical, by जो भी chemical था, whatever, what is the characteristic. So there is a three scientists together, they find out the biochemical nature of that molecule. So number one, that is scientist Avery. Number second, MacLeod. And last one, that is McCarthy. So in 1944, they discuss about that chemical characterization. Griffith experiment in 1928. After a few years later, in 1944, now they explain that chemical nature. Now what happened? To prove that chemical nature, three scientists, Avery, McCarthy, and the MacLeod and the McCarthy, they isolate DNA, RNA, protein, carbohydrate from S3 strain. So simply we are talking about, they isolated DNA, RNA, protein, and the carbohydrate from smooth strain, and just we discussed, that is S3 strain. These are the pathogenic. Same experiment को carried out किया from the smooth strain. Now what happened? They perform some experiment. We are drawing the test tube. हम थोड़े test tube draw करके ले रहे हैं. So we are taking, these are the first test tube, second test tube, third one, fourth test tube, These are the total 4 test tubes. Now inside this 4 test tube, they simply add different strain, and he just want to find out, is this DNA is digest, protein is digest, carbohydrate is digest or not. So simply what happened, he selected the first test tube. Inside this first test tube, he first of all added the rough strain. So for the rough, I'm just using that is R. So inside this first, in all test tube actually, he add the R2 strain. So I'm just giving the symbol like this. In all test tube, there is an addition of rough strain. R2, R2, as well as there is addition of R2. So in all test tube, there is addition of this rough strain, and we just discussed rough strain. These are the non-pathogenic. Now what happened? He added DNA, RNA, protein, carbohydrate in respectively all test tube, which is isolated from S3. Remember, क्या ऐड किया उसने पहले? He added just strain of R2. He added the smooth strain, but along with that, plus, तो हम यहाँ पे बस R लिख रहे हैं, R, that is rough strain, and along with rough strain, simply he added the biomolecules of smooth strain. That is, first of all, he added the RNA, he added the protein, he added the part of carb, that is carbohydrate, and finally he added that is DNA. So just check the previous part. हमने अभी देखा था. During the Griffith experiment, what happened? According to scientist Griffith, that when we are using, because we have to find out the chemical nature. So that's why what happened? All biomolecule, it is isolated from the smooth strain. That is, he isolated DNA, RNA, protein, carbohydrate, and he want to just prove out of this 4 molecule, which molecule is responsible for transformation. So that's why what happened? He selected DNA, RNA, protein, carbohydrate from the smooth strain, and he added living R2 strain. Because हमने क्या देखा था? What is the conclusion? There is an uptake of that chemical, and due to that chemical, that R strain, it is converted to smooth strain. There is a formation of capsule around that cell, and it has become pathogenic. So to explain that experiment, what happened? He observed, he added R strain in all the individual test tube, and one by one he added RNA, protein, carbohydrate, and the DNA. Of result, what will be the result? So he obtained the result like this. So after this result, he observed that there is a no S strain. So S3 strain is totally absent. Same here, that is S3 strain, it's absent. And here also same result, that is S3 strain is absent, which is a pathogenic. It's absent. But at the final, where he used the DNA, so in that test tube, he observed that is smooth strain, it's present. So on the basis of that, he proved that among this all biomolecule, which biomolecule is present? That is DNA is present. But he gave this some another conclusion. He used this some enzyme, that is DNase enzyme. So इसी test tube को continue किया, that 4th test tube. But in that test tube, along with DNA, he added the enzyme DNase. Can you tell me what is the function of DNase? Same experiment, okay? Same test tube को आगे carry over किया. So in that test tube, he added that is R strain, that is smooth strain, plus he added the DNA, and along with that DNA, there is the addition of one enzyme, that is DNase enzyme. DNase enzyme. Can you tell me what is the function of DNase? Anyone? What is the function of DNase? DNase. Yes, lysis of DNA, breakdown of DNA. So now what happened? When he added the enzyme DNase, due to DNase enzyme, there is lysis of DNA, breakdown of DNA. And what we observe? That result, he observed that strain, it is remain as it is rough strain, it's never converted into smooth strain. So smooth strain formation also absent. So just check what we are talking about. We are taking comparison between these 2 bottles, 2 test tube. This last one and this one. So what is the change? If you discuss the change, if we remove the DNase, if without DNase enzyme, definitely it is observed. They can produce the capsule because smooth strain is observed. But when we added the enzyme DNase enzyme degrade the DNA part. मतलब DNA नहीं है मतलब क्या नहीं बनेगा? There is a no formation of capsule, and if no capsule means there is a no conversion inside this smooth strain. Got it? So hence these are the proof that that genetic material which is present, that material it is not RNA, not protein, not a carbohydrate, that material that is the DNA. So first time three scientists, Avery, McNido and the McCarthy, first time they explained the biochemical characterization during which is occurred during the transformation, and that biomolecule these are the nothing but DNA, which is involved in the process of transformation. Got it? Okay. So is there any doubt from this chemical characterization? Yes or no? Just check quickly. This point is clear? Okay, wait. Risa. Chalo. Last experiment about that genetic material. Now what happened? That is a true. DNA these are the involved in the transformation, but now that is one team of the scientists because it कब हुआ था experiment in 1944. Still people don't know about that DNA structure. So now what happened? There is a two group in 1944. Some group of scientists they said हाँ ये DNA हो सकता है. But the another group they say that no, it's not possible. It is not a DNA. It is something other chemical. So now same experiment it is proved by the third experiment, that is Hershey and the Chase experiment. But now Hershey and the Chase they used experimental material bacteriophage. They used the one viruses. Got it? So now next and the last point with respect to genetic material, third experiment we are talking about. Repeat पहला हुआ, number second that is biochemical characterization, and the last one we are talking about that is Hershey and the Chase experiment. Hershey and the Chase experiment. Now, for the experiment, scientists use the experimental material that is bacteriophage, more specific T2phage. So, नाम ही scientist का है who discovered this experiment, that is two scientists, Hershey and the Chase. These are the name of the scientists. And for their experiment, they simply used experimental material that is one phage, bacteriophage, who eats the bacteria. Bacteriophage. And more specifically, he used T2 phage. बहुत सारे actually phage होते हैं. Lambda phage is there, bacteriophage, T1, T2, T3, T4, T8. Different T are there. So we are more specifically we are talking about that is T2. Now, so first of all, if I'm talking about that is bacteriophage, that is T2 phage. That bacteriophage it's mostly infect to E. coli. I hope you remember bacteriophage nothing but these are the one type of the viruses. Yes. So when we are using the information about the phage, more specific bacteriophage, these are the one specific type of this virus. These are the viruses, and we know that viruses basically these are the obligate parasite. Obligate 11th standard biological classification chapter. These are the obligate parasite. It means what? These are the host specific. Bacteriophage, this type of virus, they can only infect to E. coli. He never infect to lactobacillus. He never infect to Clostridium. He never infect to other bacillus bacteria. That's why we can say these are the obligate parasite. It means that host specific. All the viruses, these are the host specific. वही host चाहिए. And whenever we are talking about that is bacteriophage, the host of that bacteriophage, that is specific bacteria, that is E. coli. And what is the meaning of that bacteriophage? Bacteriophage means ऐसा phage, ऐसा virus जो bacteria को खाएगा. That phage nothing but that is phage or virus who eat bacteria. Who eat bacteria. Such type of these viruses, such type of this phage, simply these are called as the bacteriophage. And remember, all the viruses, these are the obligate parasite, means they are host specific. Got it? This part is clear, everyone? This part is clear, yes or no? Okay. So now I'm taking the simple structure for the bacteria. Sorry, bacteriophage. I think last video में हमने देखा था, that is two structure, tobacco mosaic virus and the bacteriophage. So simply I'm taking the very simple structure of the bacteriophage. Whenever we are talking about that is T2 phage, or these are called as the bacteriophage. So such type of this bacteriophage, basically these are the made up of nucleoprotein. So that bacteriophage, these are the consist of nucleoprotein. The part of nucleo means what? Nucleic acid, and the other part that is protein. Virus, that is bacteriophage, it is consist of nucleoprotein. So I just try to draw the structure of that nucleoprotein. So these are the structure of bacteriophage head portion. Head. Now there is a presence of tail. So I'm taking very simple structure because last year हम detail में देख चुके हैं. So I'm right now not taking that structure. Okay, so these are the tail portion. Now these are the structure of this bacteriophage. Inside this bacteriophage, there is a presence of DNA inside this head. So these are the part of DNA, and that DNA simply double-stranded DNA, but it's not a circular. These are the linear DNA. Because viruses, it has protein, single-stranded DNA, double-stranded DNA, single-stranded RNA or double-stranded RNA. किसी भी type का genetic material हो सकता है. So in this bacteriophage, it is having the double-stranded DNA, linear genetic material. And now that entire body, which is represented by this white color, that white color nothing but we can say these are the capsid layer. And that capsid, these are made up of protein. So simply we can say these are the protein rich. So simply whenever we are talking about this bacteriophage, it is consist of the nucleoprotein. Nucleo means what? Double-stranded DNA, linear genetic material, and protein parts means that is capsid. Got it? So these are the very simple structure of bacteriophage, that is T2 phage, who consists of nucleoprotein, DNA, double-stranded DNA, and the other body part, that is part of capsid. Now, so before starting the experiment, I just want to tell you one thing. When we are using the word DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid, DNA, inside this DNA, phosphate is present, but sulfur is absent. So phosphate and the sulfur. So phosphate molecule is present, but that sulfur molecule, it is totally absent. And normally the phosphate which is associated with the DNA, that is P31. True? These are the atomic mass, P31. That is in normal form. But typical structure of that sulfur, these are the totally absent. But now what happened? For the experiment, scientists Hershey and Chase, they used radioactive isotope. So we are talking about some examples of radioactive isotopes which is used by scientists Hershey and the Chase. Radioactive isotope. So normally what happens, just we discussed, DNA, it is consist of the phosphate, but sulfur totally absent in case of DNA. And P31, these are the normal form of the phosphate, but in this experiment, scientists Hershey and Chase, they use the phosphate, but that phosphate, these are the P32, which is the example of radioactive isotope. Now, Second part of that bacteriophage, that is protein, because just we discussed bacteriophage, it is consist of DNA and the protein. So inside this protein, what will be the scenario? Inside this protein, phosphate group, it is totally absent. So I'm giving the just cross. Phosphate group is absent. And which group is present? Sulfur, because we know that protein, these are the made up of the amino acid, and out of standard 20 amino acid, 2 amino acids are there, which is sulfur containing group, methionine and the cysteine. So methionine, cysteine, these are the 2 amino acid who consist of the sulfur group. So whenever we are talking about that is protein, they lack the phosphate group, but definitely they consist of the sulfur group. Examples, that is methionine and the cysteine. Now, when we are talking about that is sulfur, S32, these are the normal form. S32, these are the normal form of the sulfur, but purposefully, scientists Hershey and Chase, they prepared the sulfur radioactive isotope, and now that sulfur, it is not having 32 atomic mass, now it is become 35. So one question from this part, remember this point, DNA में कभी भी sulfur नहीं होगा, and that protein, it is never consist of this protein part. Normally when we are using the Hershey and Chase experiment, they are using which component, that is P32 to label DNA and S35 to label protein. Got it? So these are the part your NEET examination. So this part is over. This part is over. Should I continue? Okay, chalo. Now directly we jump on the experiment. Very simple experiment है. बस 2 step में finish हो जाता है. Now. So directly we start with the experiment. Scientists Hershey and Chase, they prepared 2 viral culture. 2 viral. So that scientists we are talking about, that is procedure. How we can prove, that is according to Hershey and Chase experiment. Definitely genetic material is DNA, but there is some experimental proof with the help of bacteriophage and the E. coli bacteria. Now, purposefully, scientists Hershey and Chase, they prepared 2 viral culture. 2 viral culture. One for the DNA, another one for the protein. So we divide your page into 2 parts. We are talking about, that is 2 experiments together, because they used 2 viral strains. One viral strain they use for the DNA, and that DNA is not a normal DNA, that DNA, that is radioactive DNA. And just we discussed for the for the DNA labeling, we are using the phosphate group, that is P32. That is a radioactive. Another part, same experiment they run, but they used radio labeled protein part, that is S35. Protein is not a normal protein, basically these are the radioactive. Okay. Now, so first of all, we are talking about, that is both the experiment together. Now in first experiment, now what happened? Scientists, they use the radio labeled DNA. The body completely normal hogi. So now we are drawing the simple structure of that capsid. So these are the capsid structure. Consist of the head region, tail region. So we are drawing total 6 tail. But inside the structure, there is a presence of that DNA. There is a presence of DNA, but it's not a normal DNA. That DNA, these are the radio labeled DNA and used P32. And just we discussed P32, these are the radio label technique. Same for the protein. Now, in this condition, they use the normal DNA, but protein, these are the radio labeled. So हमें protein draw करना है. Now in simple scenario, we are using that is body, because complete capsule, these are the made up of this protein material. So head, tail, neck area. And now these are the part of this capsule. And that capsule, these are the labeled, radio labeled. And for that capsule we just discussed, totally these are the made up of this protein. And for the labeling of protein, simply scientists used S35, which is a radioactive isotope, or normal wala DNA. So DNA be present hoga, but these are the normal DNA. Normal DNA. Now what happened? These are the two experiments. They use the two technique, DNA radio label technique and the protein radio label technique, by using phosphate and the sulfur. Now the third common step, at a time in two container, in two experiment, they perform the three steps: infection, bleeding, and the centrifugation. So these are the steps common for this all, but two experiment. So first of all, they are performing the first step, that is infection. Infection means what? That radio labeled bacteriophage, they infect to E. coli bacteria. So first step, that is infection, infection to host. Second step, that is blending process. Now what happened during the infection process, bacteriophage they specifically infect to E. coli. तो थोड़े टाइम के लिए हमें as it is वैसे ही रखना है. They allowed for the infection, but after some time we should occur that is blending process. And what is meaning of blending? During the blending we have to use that is agitation. Agitation means what? जैसे मिक्सी का जो blade होते हैं ना, inside this mixie there is a blade. Blades are present. So there is some blades present who showing the continuous moving. So blending process nothing but we have to perform a process that is agitation process, that is continuously moving. Agitation process to break contact between bacteria and the phage. To break contact between. To break a contact between bacteria and phage. Because first time we allowed to infect and second time we have to remove, because हमें आगे देखना है where that protein is present and where that DNA part is present, inside the bacterial cell or outside the bacterial cell. So to combat, agitation to break the contact between bacteria and virus. So these are the second step. And the third step, that is centrifugation. I hope in biotechnology you already studied centrifugation. These are the one technique where we can separate out the molecule with the help of some instrument. That is third step, that is centrifugation. Now we have to perform that is separation. So these are the basic three steps which is applicable in both, that is DNA radioactive as well as the protein radioactive. Now we obtain the some results, individual results. Okay, so these are the common steps for both these two. Now we are talking about that result. First of all, we are talking about that is result after the centrifugation in DNA radioisotope. So in case of DNA radioisotopes, simply we are using we dot the test tube. Test tube means that is centrifuge tube, because centrifugation process is carried out. So there is a presence of one tube. यहाँ पे भी हम tube draw करके ले रहे हैं. These are the presence of tube. I hope you are aware this word, that is what is meaning of pellet and what is meaning of supernatant. Yes, pellet means what? That is solid particle which is settled down at the tube bottom, and the supernatant means what? That is liquid particle which is present on upper side. So there is a two test tube. Inside this test tube, at the bottom, there is a presence of bacterial culture. तो यहाँ पे क्या present होगा? There is a presence of bacteria, because as compared to virus, bacteria it has the more molecular weight. So after the centrifugation technique, it will be get settled down. And such bacterial culture, simply these are called as the pellet. This structure called as the pellet. Now above this part, यहाँ पे present होगा virus, because virus it has the low molecular weight, and this part which is present in liquid form, this part it is called as the supernatant, liquid part. Supernatant. Okay, so I just highlighting these 2 points. Solid part which is settled at the bottom, these are called as the pellet, and the liquid part which is present inside this test tube, these are called as the supernatant. Inside this pellet, bacteria is present because bacteria has the high molecular weight, while inside the supernatant, virus is present because virus it has the low molecular weight. Now, on this condition, scientists observed radiolabeled component inside this pellet. So inside this pellet, scientists observed some radioactivity. They observed the radioactivity. And just we discussed definitely that viral DNA it's entered inside this bacterial body, and that's why that bacteria it is observed. Sorry, that radioactive substance it is observed inside this bacterial body, because during the infection process, that virus they insert their genetic material in this bacterial body. Now that viral DNA it is become part of bacteria, and after the centrifugation process, where that radioactive substance we observe inside the pellet, inside the bacterial body. And exactly reverse scenario. Now these are the part of this bacteria. So I'm giving B, which is a pellet part. And now these are the part of viral supernatant. But inside this viral supernatant, scientists observed supernatant, that is scientists observed that supernatant basically it will be showing radioactivity. So they observed the radioactivity. Yes, it's true, because now what happened during the infection? Entire capsid part is remain outside the bacteria, because during the infection virus just entered their genetic material और पूरी body बाहर होगा definitely. So that's why that radioactivity observed. Where these are the observed? These are the observed inside the supernatant. So these are the experiment. Hence, these are the proof that the genetic material which is transferred from one to another, that material that is a DNA, it is not a protein. And what is the conclusion? So finally we are talking about that is conclusion. Final conclusion about that genetic material. Please write down. Just 2 minutes. So we are talking about that is conclusion, and the final conclusion that is which part, that is DNA. DNA simply it is get entered inside or into bacterial cell. DNA. And now that DNA nothing but these are a genetic material. Definitely. Which one is genetic material? These are the genetic material because which is transfer. Protein is not transfer. DNA is get transfer. And all this information that is DNA, these are the genetic material. These are the final experimental proof which is given by the scientists Hershey and Chase. That's why such type of this condition, it is also called as the that is unequivocal proof. So such experiment which is performed by scientists Hershey and Chase, these are also called as, it's a unequivocal proof without any doubt. These are the final proof. Because जो experiment किया था with the help of the DNA RNA degradation, means that with the help of DNA enzyme, some scientists don't believe that, but finally Hershey and Chase they use the live organism like phage and the E. coli bacteria, and they use the radioactive technique, and on the basis of that they finally prove that yes, these are the unequivocal proof, means without any doubt 100% these are the true. So remember, you have to remember this word, you will get this word in option. So there is a one question out of that 3 experiment, which experiment these are the unequivocal, showing the unequivocal proof. So that experiment Hershey and the Chase experiment. Got it? Aristotle? This point is clear, everyone? See, these are the very easy process. Just read carefully. Read the NCERT because it's totally depend on the NCERT. बहुत simple experiment because we want to just experiment. We want to just prove that DNA is a genetic material. ड्यूरिंग द नीट एग्जामिनेशन देयर इज अ स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन, हाँ आपको पेपर में लिखना पड़ सकता है in your school examination. So prepare, understand the program, means what is the steps is going on, and according to that steps you can write down a complete essay. So step by step. Got it? Chalo, theek hai. So for today we stop here. Further part about that some RNA world information will continue in next class. Yeah. So is this any doubt? Is this any doubt? Okay, chalo. Okay, chalo, beta. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye. Good night.